everybody, Thomas Murphy here again with another video just going over the no-hang training that I've been trying to use. So this is pretty new for me. I've just started to incorporate it. So first caveat of the video, I haven't been doing it that long, so I'm sure, I'll be kind of refining this training method as I go along, depending on what works. Second caveat before I forget is that most of this stuff, basically all of this stuff, I have found from a guy named Yves Gravel, Yves Gravity Defying Gravel, who, if you don't know who he is, he's a Canadian climber, super strong climber, grip sport athlete, and if you've seen any of his Instagram or YouTube videos, arguably the best kind of pound for pound grip strength that I've seen. There might be other people that I don't know about, but dude has super strong fingers. So anyway, it seemed like a pretty good resource if I was gonna adapt some training methods. So no hang training. I'm sure a lot of people already know what it is, but the basics are instead of doing things like hang training, using a hang board or something where you are using your body weight, adding weight, subtracting weight, depending on what you're doing, and hanging from that position. No hang training, the idea of it is to use a free hanging device, like this DIY one that I have, which there's another video going over how I made it, to keep your hand kind of low and lifting weight off the ground. Pretty much always one-handed, and kind of the motion is sort of like a one-handed sumo deadlift, and there are some benefits to it. One of the main ones, and I don't get super anal about tracking my weight to deal with fluctuations for hangboard training, but everybody's weight does fluctuate from time to time. So even though you are hanging on a hangboard, let's say I'm just using my body weight, from session to session, your body weight's going to change, and so that means the intensity is going to change on your fingers. And the nice thing about the no-hang training is that because you are lifting static weight, known weight off the ground, that is not going to change unless obviously you change it. But you don't have to deal with those fluctuations, which is pretty nice. The other thing is, people sometimes develop elbow issues, or a lot of times if you are hanging, like I've been doing a lot of one-armed hang training, and sometimes I feel like my shoulder tends to become a limiting factor after a while, which I need to work on personally, but the no-hang training seems to take that out of the equation too. And the way that I have been incorporating it, I still really like doing one-armed edge training on a normal hangboard, but I've been mixing this in kind of as I move between I've been doing a strength phase and a power phase. So I've been incorporating it in then, because it seems to be a little bit further toward that sort of recruitment, that kind of phase, than it is pure strength, and we'll see in the training going forward. But essentially, you're just using an edge, a device that has an edge. And one thing I forgot to go over with the DIY video is a couple tricks, again, stolen from Yves Gravel, so thanks Yves for telling me this. But one of the things you'll find is because it's free hanging and free to tilt, you want to make sure that you make sure that the angle that it's at is consistent between the hangs. But there are a few tricks you can do to make sure that you're using it like an edge, So you can see here there are a few different ways that you could attach to it. The one that people might kind of obviously go to is if you clip both of these. You would think that it would be pretty stable, but it tends to get a little bit slopey if you do it this way. The other extreme is if you only attach to the side of the cord that you're hanging on, it tends to go a little bit on the crimpy side, so it becomes a little bit of an in-cut. So the thing that I've found that's very helpful is if you just only attach your carabiner to the side that your edge that you're hanging on is, and then you loop it through the other one. And it seems to do a really good job of keeping it pretty much dead flat, so you're hanging on the edge, but also feels a little bit more stable in terms of twisting. So this seems to be a really nice trick. Yeah, again, stolen from Eve for how to make this the most comfortable. So the training protocol, the first thing you want to do, which is always kind of tough, especially when you're just kind of starting out with this, is figure out what your 1 rep max is. So go find, get your device, set things up, and we'll see in the video in a sec that the other piece of equipment other than the no-hang device and the weights that was really helpful is called a loading pin. So what it means is you can load the weights horizontally, stack them on top of each other, and lift. And I know you might be thinking, well, okay, I could just stack the weights, the plates side by side and loop a cord through. But what I found happens if you do that is the cord, unless it's really like for the perfect length, it tends to be a little bit too high. So you wind up, instead of being able to, keep your arm pretty locked out, lift up and focus all of your energy on holding your grip, you tend to have to, if the weight, the attachment point to the weight is too high, you tend to have to pull your arm up a little bit as you go, which, obviously, if you're focusing on your grip strength, you don't necessarily want to be working on that weird kind of like row motion. So a loading pin is what it's called. Again, it's used for like grip sports and stuff. My gym is super awesome, so when I kind of asked them if they could order one, they got one right away from, I think it's from Rogue Fitness. But that was a very helpful piece of equipment. But anyway, yeah, you go through, you figure out your 1 rep max, and then we'll go into the training plan that Eve laid out that he follows. So, like I said, everything here is based around your 1 rep max weight. So what you'll want to do is you kind of do these warm-up sets working up to the primary goal work session. So you do a simple set of 5 reps at about 50% of your 1 rep max, go up to a little bit of weight, do 4 reps at 60%, then 3 reps at 70%, and then finally you get into the primary working session, which is 2 reps at 80% of your 1 rep max. And you perform, I've been performing 5 sets of these, and then that is the end of your no-hang workout. So jumping ahead here to the 3 reps at 70% of 1 rep max, you can see I am trying to keep my arm, engaged but extended, so I'm not pulling or shrugging or anything. Trying to do most of the lifting with my legs and a little bit my back, and just keeping that half crimp position static. Mandatory toe raises in between each one. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. I noticed that Eve does it in his video too, so maybe it's just a kind of natural thing that feels right. And then here is the main working set, so the 2 reps at 80% 1 rep max. You can see here I felt pretty good, so I thought I might try to go up in weight, but that was clearly not happening. I think I got 1 rep, 1 questionable rep on each side, and that was about it. But yeah, that is the training. So far it's been helping a decent amount, I think. It has been transferring to my normal 1-arm hang as well, and so we'll see if it keeps being useful. That's it. That's the basics of the no-hang training that I've been trying to do. It's funny, I noticed when I was doing the calculations for this video, I think I'm doing too much weight for all of these lifts compared to my 1 rep max. So I guess I need to be a bit more disciplined about that. But I think keeping it, within those reasonable limits is pretty good. I know Eve mentions that it allows him to do a lot more training, a lot more frequent training during the week because his fingers aren't super worn out all the time. So I might have to gotta get more disciplined on that front. But yeah, it seems to be, like I said, it seems to be helping so far. I haven't done a huge amount. I've done kind of one cycle of it, so we'll see if it continues to be helpful. So anyway, hopefully that is a help to anybody looking to incorporate a new type of finger training to their climbing training regimen. And yep, as always, blah 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 algorithm comment below. If hopefully I didn't forget anything, but yeah, any questions, obviously just comment below and I'll try to answer whatever I can. Yeah, thanks everybody. Bye bye.